By their meditation, by entering into samadhi.
To je opisano mjesto koje doslovce sveci, svete osobe mogu vidjeti kad uđu u svoju meditaciju u stanje samadija.
Now, this was along the Yamuna River, and this was a place described as a hrada, as a lake. So it's kind of a pool on the side of the Yamuna. And these cowards, they had all dunked themselves in the water, had a nice bath.
I kako su oni hodali, duž Jamune, ušli su u jedan dio koji bismo rekli, ajde kao malo jezerce, odvojak, i oni su, ti pastiri su se svi dobro okupali na tom mjestu, zamočili.
And it so happens that this place is called Brahma Hrada. It's the pool of Brahma.
I to je jezero, odnosno, naziva se jezerce gospodina Brahme.
And it so happens that this is the same place where I guess it's later, or is it before, Krishna will stop together with his friend Akrura. And Akrura, Krishna will take bath there, and then Akrura will go, and when he dunks underneath, he's going to see Krishna as Vishnu.
I to je, zamislite, baš ono isto mjesto na kojem će se Krishna zajedno sa Akrurom zaustaviti i prvo će se Krishna okupati u tom jezeru, u toj kundi, a nakon toga kada uđe Akrura unutra i kad se potopi, vidjeti će Krishnu u svom obliku Višnua.
It says where Akrura previously attained this vision. I like to check because, yeah.
Opisano je nešto kao u smislu da je tu Akrura prije toga doživio svoju viziju.
It must mean previously in a previous age, because this is chapter 28 and Akrura hasn't come yet.
I vjerojatno u ovom smislu to se odnosi na Akruru iz prijašnjih doba koji je to vidio, jer u ovom 28. poglavlju Akrura se još u ovoj priči nije pojavio.
Because Krishna hasn't yet danced with the gopis.
Jer Krishna još uvijek nije plesao sa gopijama.
And only after that he goes with Akrura to Mathura. Anyway, these are details, just details.
A ovo su samo neki od detalja, jer tek nakon tog plesa Krishna će sa Akrurom otići u Mathuru.
The point is that these cowherd men, when they dunked themselves underwater and they came out, that's when they saw this, they had this vision. So they had this transformation through water.
I glavna poanta je u stvari u tome da ti pastiri kada su se potopili u toj kundi i kada su izašli van, onda su imali tu viziju, u toj meditaciji vidjeli su duhovni svijet. Znači bili su transformirani posredstvom vode.
What was the vision? They saw Krishna there, and he was surrounded by persons who were offering him prayers.
I što je bila njihova vizija? Oni su vidjeli Krišnu tamo koji je bio okružen osobama koje su mu upućivale molitve.
It says that the Vedas, the personified Vedic literature, were all surrounding and offering prayers.
Kaže da su osobno personificirane vede stajale oko Krišne i upućivale mu molitve.
But the Gopas, the cowherd men of Goloka, were not there.
Ali gope, odnosno dječaci pastiri, sa te Goloke nisu bili prisutni tamo.
Why not? You
Zašto
may ask.
ne? Možete se pitati.
Možete se pitati. Because these cowherd men who were with Krishna in this world were the same as there. And Krishna wanted them to know that.
Zato što su ti isti dječaci pastiri koji su bili ovdje sa Krišnom u materijalnom svijetu, to su isti oni koji su sa njim u duhovnom svijetu i Krišna je želio da oni to vide, da oni shvate.
So one of the later commentators on the Bhagavata Purana, Jiva Goswami, he elaborates on what this little episode tells.
I kasnije će Jiva Goswami elaborirati ovu epizodu i objasniti o čemu ona govori.
Do you want to know what he
Želite
tells?
li znati? Yes.
Well, one thing he says is it was definitely Goloka, this spiritual realm of Krishna, which Krishna had revealed.
Ono što kaže da je to zasigurno bila Goloka, to duhovno prebitavalište koje je Krišna njima razotkrio.
And another is, this is interesting for us, he says there's two ways you can have that vision.
I ono što je zanimljivo, on kaže da postoje dva načina na koje možete dobiti tu viziju.
One is to go to the present day Vrindavan, go to that place which is called Brahma Hrada, go to the Yamuna and dunk yourself in.
Znači, jedan od načina je da odete u taj Vrindavan, na to mjesto koje se zove Brahma Hrada, na to mjesto na Jamuni i da se potopite unutra.
Were you there, Boris?
Jesi bio tamo, Boris?
Okay, next time. It's not so easy to go to this place, I have to say.
Moram vam reći da nije baš tako jednostavno doći do tog mjesta.
I tried to go there once with a friend and something happened, that's another story, but we didn't manage to go there.
Jednom prilikom sa prijateljem sam se uputio tamo, ali nešto se desilo, neka druga priča i nismo uspjeli doći do toga.
The other way you can reach this vision is to go to the internal Brahma Hrada. You can go into samadhi of Brahman, which is compared to a pool, to a lake, and then going through that Brahman vision, you will get the vision of Goloka.
Drugi od načina je da uđete u taj samadhi, znači da dođete do tog Brahman Hrade, koji je opisan u stvari kao jedno jezero, znači da se uronite u njega i da onda dobijete kroz taj samadhi viziju duhovnog svijeta.
And the other point that's being made here is that these Gopas, who were getting this vision, were indeed eternal associates of Krishna, but they didn't know that.
I još jedna druga poanta koja je ovdje naglašena je to da su ti sljedbenici pastiri bili uistinu oni izvorni iz duhovnog svijeta, ali to nisu znali u tom trenu.
Why didn't they know?
Zašto nisu znali?
If they were eternal associates, certainly they would know.
Pa da su vječni pratioci, pa sigurno bi to znali.
Because to be an eternal associate means to be full of knowledge.
Jer biti vječni družbenik, to znači biti pun znanja.
Yes, all of this is true.
Da, sve je to istina.
However, if Krishna wants to have some fun,
no međutim, ako Krishna poželi malo da se zabavi,
then he simply invokes what is technically called Lila Shakti, the power, which is involving Lila or pastime.
Onda on jednostavno prizove Lila Shakti. Lila Shakti bi značilo ona koja se tiče zabava.
Pastime power.
To je znači moć zabave.
Moć zabave. And yeah, everything's worked out that way.
I sve funkcionira onda na takav način.
So in this story he's kind of reminding them, actually, that's where you come from, that's where we're going.
I u toj priči on ih u stvari podsjeća, pa odatle ste vi došli, tamo idete.
So that's kind of a similar point that applies to all of us, that according to Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, we all could use some reminders.
I to je nešto što se također može primijeniti i na nas, sukladno Krišni u Bhagavad Giti. Nama isto također trebaju tako podsjetnici.
We tend to forget, and so reminders are good, that there is a better place, a better realm where we belong.
Da, eto, mi tako skloni smo zaboravu, stoga nas dobro je podsjetiti nas da postoji, jel da, to drugo mjesto, drugo prebivalište koje je bolje, ljepše.
And this tradition of Krishna Bhakti in particular is urging us, let's go there. Why should we waste time in this realm where there's ultimate disappointment?
I u ovoj tradiciji Krishna Bhakti ona nas u stvari ohrabruje da što prije odemo na to mjesto, da se vratimo. Zašto gubiti vrijeme u ovom okruženju koje nije baš neko?
So another point Krishna makes of how to develop a culture in this world which can bring us to that world, he says like this.
I Krishna kaže kako razviti tu kulturu uz pomoć koje ćemo se iz ovog prebivališta moći prebaciti na ono.
Matchitta matkata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanticha ramanticha. The last two words are very nice.
I zadnje dvije riječi su vrlo lijepe.
Tushyanti, they are satisfied. And ramanti, as one has translated, to feel rapturous love.
Tushyanti to znači da su zadovoljni i da osjećaju vrlo intenzivan osjećaj ljubavi.
How does that happen? Matchitta matkata prana. For those whose consciousness is directed to Krishna.
Kako to funkcionira? Znači za one čija je svjesnost usredotočena na Krishnu.
And matkata prana. Prana means life air, one whose life has gone kata to Krishna.
Znači, Madgata prana, znači prana je taj životni zrak koji je otišao prema Krišni, odnosno Krišni.
And bodhayanta parasparam, they enliven each other. Both from, we have the name Buddha, from the verb bodh, to awaken. Bodhayanta, causing to be awakened. Parasparam, each other.
Oni jedni drugi oživljavaju u tome.
How do they do that? Katayanta, they talk about and they get others to talk about Krishna Lila.
Kako to čine? Oni razgovaraju međusobno o tome i potiču druge da to rade, da pričaju Krišninim zabavama, Krishna Lila.
And when do they do this?
A kada to čine?
Nityam, all the time.
Cijelo vrijeme.
All the time. This is what they do.
To je ono što oni rade, čime se bave.
That's why you'll hear these fanatic Hare Krishnas chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Again and again. Why don't they chant something else? Well, because this is enough.
I zato ćete čuti te fanatike Hare Krishna kako iznova izgovaraju istu mantru. Zašto? Zato što je to dovoljno.
Okay, I've been talking and you've been listening very patiently. Now I think I'll stop.
Ja sam govorio, vi ste vrlo sa puno pažnje i strpljivo ste slušali, stoga mislim da ću sada stati.
And maybe you have some thoughts on this topic, or maybe you have a question we can try to discuss.
Možda
a
vi...
few minutes, not too long, otherwise we all get, some of us get too hungry.
I onda, eto, ako imate neko razmišljanje ili neko pitanje, možda ne predugo, nekoliko minuta, jer neki od nas će možda postati pregladni.
Although it is said that when this one king, Parikshit, was hearing the Bhagavata Purana, he completely forgot about eating.
Iako je rečeno da taj jedan kralj, Parikshit, kada je slušao toj Bhagavata Purani, je potpuno zaboravio na jedenje.
For 7 days and 7 nights.
7 dana i 7 noći nije jeo niti pio.
But don't worry, we're not going to try to imitate him.
Ali bez brige, nećemo ga pokušati imitirati.
So, thank you all very much.
Stoga hvala vam puno svima.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, somehow we were down here in this material world by our own free will. So why we cannot go back also with our free will? Why we need help for this?
Znači, u ovaj materijalni svijet došli smo, ajmo reći, svojom vlastitom voljom, jer smo željeli tako. A zašto se onda isto tako svojom voljom ne možemo vratiti nazad? Zašto trebamo pomoć?
Well, it's a bit like being in prison.
To vam je nešto kao kad ste u zatvoru.
When you're locked in a prison
Kad vas neko zaključa
and
u
you
zatvoru
don't have any keys,
i nemate ključeva,
then you need some help.
onda vam treba pomoć.
Well, that's something we talked about in our university course about do-it-yourself and non-do-it-yourself systems of getting liberated.
To je nešto o čemu smo razgovarali na našim tečajevima, kursevima ovdje na sveučilištu, odnosno moći i nemoći nešto učiniti sam, doći do oslobođenja.
So there are some traditions in India where the claim would be that you can do it yourself.
Stoga postoje neke tradicije u Indiji koji će izjaviti da možete to učiniti sami.
And I wouldn't rule out the possibility.
I ja ne bih potpuno otklonio tu mogućnost.
Because there are descriptions of how that is done.
Jer postoje opisi kako to učiniti.
In fact, back to our favorite little book, Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna kind of raises this question in chapter 12 in the beginning.
I vratimo se nazad u našu Bhagavad Gitu gdje u 12. poglavlju Arjuna postavlja takvo pitanje.
When he asks which is better, to oversimplify, this do-it-yourself system or the bhakti system.
I pitanje je da li je bolje napraviti to svojim osobnim snagama ili imati sistem bhakti.
And Krishna says it's possible to practice such disciplines, meditational disciplines, they can be done, but he says they're difficult.
I Krishna kaže da postoje takve vrste meditativnih djelatnosti koje se mogu učiniti, ali one su vrlo teške.
Vrlo teške. So, what do you want, the hard way or the easy way?
Stoga šta biste vi, težim putem ili lakšim putem?
But Krishna is quite unsectarian. He describes quite many different options.
Krishna, ajmo reći, uopće ne sektaši. Znači, on opisuje poprilično dosta mogućnosti.
But you might say it's kind of a loaded game. In the end he says, why bother with all of that when you can sarva dharma and parityaja, just give it all up and surrender to me, everything will be fine.
Jer to su sve već, ajmo reći, viđene odigrane igre i kaže Krishna, zašto se baviti sa svim, jednostavno se predaje meni i sve će biti u redu.
So, I would put it like this, because it's understood from the bhakti perspective that this non-material realm, this non-temporal realm, is functioning on the basis of acknowledging some exchange, some reciprocation with another, and acknowledging one's dependence rather than independence.
Ja bih to postavio ovako, barem iz kuta bhakti kako gleda. Znači, a to je da se taj odnos bazira na međusobnoj razmjeni i ajmo reći da on je više ovisan nego neovisan.
And that's one way it's put. How, the question is always, how did we get here? Why did we get here? Did I eat some apple that some snake offered to me, or what did I do to get where I am? One way of putting it is having the seed of a sense of being independent sort of built into us. And so that possibility becomes available to us. You want to be independent. Go ahead. And so that becomes something we do indeed by ourselves.
Ja bih rekao, od svih onih priča, znači, da li smo pojeli neku jabuku koju nam je ponudila zmija ili tako, to sjeme neovisnosti koje nam je posađeno u nama, mi smo ga iskoristili, stoga smo rekli zašto ne biti neovisan i tako smo odlučili i smo došli tu.
So we get what we want.
Dobili smo ono što smo željeli.
But at a price.
Ali uz cijenu.
Big price, high price. We didn't know what we were getting into.
Velika cijena, visoka cijena. Nismo bili dovoljno poznati u što se to upuštamo.
Velika cijena. Yeah, is that okay?
Jel to odgovara?
Who else wants to say something? Boris, you always have some comment.
Ko bi još neko nešto rekao?
It's a whole nother... Oh, okay. The two gentlemen, Boris, have been very enthusiastically attending our class at the university the last 8 weeks. And they've helped us with lots of interesting perspectives and thoughts.
Odvojica gospodina, uključujući Borisa, bili su prisutni na mojim predavanjima koje sam imao zadnjih 8 tjedana. I tako, prošli smo jako puno toga i dao nam je dosta svojih razmišljanja i tako, perspektiv, načina na koji gleda i tako.
Right. Well then, to je to. Hare Krishna. Thank you all again.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.